Thank you, Willie. And good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. After more than 2 years of hard work, interrupted by a once-in-a-century pandemic, we are here, in person and virtually, to continue the important work of the National Security Commission on Artificial Intelligence. I'm thrilled to have so many international, private sector, academic, and national security leaders joining us live and on video today. It's an honor to have you all with us. Please bear with us, as Illy said. We haven't been out in public too much yet, so bear with us as we navigate a hybrid in-person and virtual summit throughout the day. Eric Schmidt and I believe the quality of our audience is a tribute to the quality of our final report. And we are very proud of our 16 chapters and the hundreds of recommendations that you can find in them. We're here because the report captures something that all of us understand. The stakes of AI and the broader emerging technology competition we are living through are quite high. In 1901, Thomas Edison was asked to predict electricity's impact on humanity. This was 2 decades after the development of the white light bulb. And Thomas Edison saw a general-purpose technology of unlimited possibilities. He said, "Electricity is the field of fields. It holds the secrets which will rearrange the life of the world." AI is a very different kind of general-purpose technology, and while I'm certainly no Thomas Edison, I believe we're standing at a similar juncture and see a similarly wide-ranging impact from AI. Like electricity, AI truly is a field of fields. Now, our 15 commissioners came from diverse professions and experiences, but we united around a common purpose: to find ways to make America and all free countries safer and stronger, to retain our innovation advantages in the AI era, and to be prepared for its threats. I'd like to thank all of my fellow commissioners for their public service, as Illy said. This has been a long slog, 2 years, but Safra Katz, Gilman Louie, Katharina McFarland, Chris Darby, and Chairman Eric Schmidt are joining us in person today and represent all of the other commissioners. You'll hear from all of them throughout today's events, and Eric will have the last word today. And one of our commissioners just got a little promotion, you probably heard, so he couldn't be here. Congrats, Andy Jassy. We know you're here in spirit. Now, on behalf of all commissioners, we are very grateful for the vision of Representatives Langevin and Stefanik and Senators Ernst and Heinrich, who helped stand up the commission 2 years ago. The steady support of the Senate and House leadership and the committees of interest have been outstanding, reflected by the participation of Senator Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy, and Senate Intelligence Committee Chairman Mark Warner, who you will hear from in just a few minutes. And we're also grateful for the strong White House and executive branch support we received throughout the Commission's tenure. We began under one presidential administration and delivered our final recommendations to a second. Although I have a feeling that our report will get an especially careful read in this White House, thanks to the fact that a former commissioner of ours, Jason Matheny, is now the Deputy Director of the Office of Science and Technology Policy. And we hope that the new AI Initiatives Office in the White House will also find the report helpful. National Security Jake Sullivan's decision to create a technology directorate in the National Security Council is another important step to get the government AI ready. Eric Lander, who is the director of OSTP, certainly understands the power of our scientific and research communities and the need to get them resources so that we can stay ahead of the game. Secretary of Commerce Raimondo's participation today is a reminder that the economic, technological, and national security aspects of AI are woven inextricably together. And Secretary of State Blinken will help us get our allies and partners' strategy right. We were really thrilled when Secretary of Defense Mark Esper spoke at our first conference back in November 2019, and we're equally thrilled to have Secretary Austin here later today. Their presence speaks to the critical role that AI is going to play in enhancing all aspects of national defense. But we are a national security commission. Our recommendations in the military and security fields are informed by our concern that adversaries, both state and non-state alike, are investing in AI-enabled tools of conflict, from deepfakes to autonomous weapons. We will need to retain technological advantages to defend ourselves against them. We set ambitious goals. As our report says, we believe that the nation needs to be AI ready by 2025. And by that we mean organized for the competition with the proper resources and the proper organization, the proper strategies, and the proper oversight necessary to execute the strategies. Now, we have a long way to go, but we think we have the leadership and, most importantly, the innovators to get there. I mean, all they really have to do is follow our recommendations. Now, we are in a serious strategic competition with China. It's intensified by AI and related developments. As the director of CIA, Burns, said in his confirmation hearing, technology is the central pillar of this competition with China. Now, I'm an old Marine, and I'm sure Secretary Blinken will smooth any of my rough edges out later today, but we have to face this reality of competition. Imagine if an authoritarian power achieved quantum supremacy, or dominated the world's 5G infrastructure, or controlled the mining and production of the critical materials and hardware necessary to run and enable an AI future. This is not a future that we would like to see. So I want to stress, however, that our report is not primarily about national defense or even national security in the traditional sense, and neither is the AI competition. At its core, the AI competition is a values competition. We know enough about the power of AI applications to strengthen authoritarianism abroad, to suppress minorities, to surveil the population. It also fuels extremism at home, and we know that we cannot take for granted that future technology trends will make free societies stronger and more resilient. If we are not careful, they may work to weaken them. We must also build privacy-protecting standards into AI technologies and advanced democratic norms to guide AI uses so that democracies can responsibly use AI tools. In this regard, I think all of the commissioners are especially proud of the work we did on responsible AI. We deeply hope our commitment to and the detailed recommendations for AI development and practice will help all countries, especially democracies, benefit from AI, consistent with our democratic values. Now, today represents the final pillar of our strategy and the National Security Commission's journey. We simply cannot imagine a successful American approach to AI and associated technologies that does not include tighter integration of research and development, data infrastructure, interoperability, and perhaps more importantly, alignment of technology design and governance, again, underpinned by the shared values of our trusted allies and partners. This will require the hard work of our diplomatic community, and we have too many members of the diplomatic community listening and here today to thank each one of them individually. So let me just take the opportunity to thank you all. Now, just because competition frames our work should not discourage America's partners. Too often, competition seems to be viewed as an inherently negative term. It just is a fact of international relations and life. On a level playing field and in a rules-based order, competition drives innovation. It will be good for our workers. It will help build a middle class. And it will spur new AI breakthroughs in health, the environment, and science for the benefit of all global citizens. Technology developments within the community of nations need not be zero-sum. We fervently hope then that today's summit will help build a shared agenda that strengthens democracies and ensures that together we remain the world's leading developers and appliers of AI and its associated technologies. We see opportunities for cooperation across what we refer to as the AI stack. We are eager to hear the best proposals for encouraging data sharing, building new generations of hardware, taking the next leap in AI applications, and deepening AI and technical talent exchanges. Our commission has recommended the framework for an allied approach to winning the technological competition. It will be up to all of us to take the next steps. I'd just like to build a little on what Ili said. Ili Bajraktari is the executive director and is the heart and soul of the commission. Everything we've done has been touched by his guiding hand. He has truly been an outstanding and unique leader in this regard. And that goes for our entire staff. This is a world-class staff. I would put it up against any staff that has been assembled in the Washington area for whatever subject you can imagine. This staff has truly been outstanding. And I would just ask you all to join me in recognizing them for their great work. So thank you all for either being here today or listening online. I hope you find today informative, and we look forward to interacting with you throughout the day. Thank you very much.